Hey class, my name is Leonard Avalos. I'm an NDI technician for the Air Force. NDI stands for Non-Destructive Inspection. Many people in the maintenance career field don't know what NDI stands for or what we do. Now what we do is we look for cracks on the aircraft using 5 different methods of inspection. On my base, the 3 main methods of inspection that we use are penetrant, magnetic particle, and eddy current. Out of these 3 inspections, the quickest to use is eddy current. Eddy current is a little unit that has a screen with a probe attached. With the probe, it runs electricity through the part, and you scan the part with the probe. If you hit a crack, it'll pop up on the screen as a little line jumping up and jumping back down. This will show you that there's a crack, and you would run back over and you would see how long the crack is. You would know when there's no more crack because there would be nothing on the screen. Once you find the crack, you would have to mark it, and then you would let the next shop know, either metals tech or sheet metal, and let them know either if they need to replace it or if they could fix it. Now, magnetic particle also uses electricity, but on a bigger scale. There's a big station that has a tailstock and a headstock. You would put the part in between these, and it would magnetize the part, you shooting electricity through it. Once it's magnetized, you would get a oil substance with fluorescent iron particles in it. You would run it over the part, and now these iron particles are going to be attracted to the cracks. The crack is going to hold the iron particles inside. So once you're inspecting, you would have a black light over the part, and you would check all around the part, twisting, turning, making sure you're checking everywhere. Once you find the crack, it'll show you the whole indication, shape, and form of the crack. This way you can mark it where it's at, and you take it back to the station. And this way, because you cannot leave the part magnetized. This way you can demagnetize the part because it could do more damage to the aircraft if it's magnetized. So you demagnetize the part. Afterwards, you would mark it, and then you would clean up after. Now with penetrant takes the longest out of these 3 inspections. Penetrant is an oil with a fluorescent dye material. You would clean the part, dip it in the oil, take it back out, and let it sit for 30 minutes. After it's done sitting, you would wash off the part, and then you would dip it in another oil that removes all the penetrant. Take it back out, and then you would put it in a dryer. Now the dryer is going to dry up the penetrant if it's in any cracks. It will make it seep out of the crack and then dry out. So you would pull that back out once it's done drying, and you would inspect under a black light. Now the black light, if there's a crack, it'll show the whole form of the fluorescence seeping out of the crack. This way you would know where the crack is, how it's formed, and you can mark it and let the next shop know how big it is and where the crack is. Now NDI is a very important job. It saves the Air Force a lot of money on not having to replace parts if not needed, just having an inspection on parts every so often. This way we could save money, just not always having to buy a new tool just because of how old they are. The age of the tools doesn't matter. It's to how well we could keep them up and how well we could keep up these aircrafts. So NDI is a big part. We find the cracks so sheet metal or metal techs can fix the cracks. So now that was what I would like to talk about. I hope I showed everyone a little bit about NDI, and they now know what it stands for, non-destructive inspection. Thank you.